Exercise 5 will combine notes from both the first E string and second B string in first position. So our new challenge will be crossing from one string to the other while keeping your eyes on the page and maintaining your technique. So that's going to be the challenge. We call it string crossing when you go from one string to the next. And apart from that, everything else is the same. We are in 4/4 time signature, so you know that the top number tells us that there are 4 counts in each measure. We will be using quarter notes, eighth notes, and it looks like a half note, a whole note, and a quarter rest in this exercise. So, providing you're up to date with the terms and definitions of sight reading up to this point, we can begin our song prep. And we're going to do that with these 9 points. And the first point being the term first position. And so we're playing the first 4 frets on the first E string and the second B string. I want you to perform a whole technique in first position over the second B string, since the first note is going to be a C. If you look on the chart, that is this row of notes right here. Now you will be hovering your fingers over any of these 2 strings depending on what you are playing. So to start off the exercise, I want you to hover your fingers over these notes here, over the second B string. And that's going to allow you to keep your eyes off the guitar and on the page. Point number 3, make sure to alternate. And if you're a flat picker, to alternate your down and up strokes. If you're a classical guitarist or flamenco guitarist, you want to alternate index and middle fingers using free or rest strokes for maximum efficiency. This will be somewhat of a challenge since you are now moving back and forth between the first E and second B strings in first position. So you want to maintain your alternation even though you are string crossing. Point number 4, we need to establish rhythm. And we're going to do that by counting the rhythms on the page with our voice as we tap counts 1, 2, 3, 4 with our pencil to a steady beat. If you need to write the counts above the note heads, go ahead, that's not cheating. Don't forget to include the and syllable on the 8th notes, and when you get to the rest, you have a choice to either say the word rest or remain silent for that count. When you get to the half note, I want you to say the count, and then when you get to the next count, you say nothing. When you get to the whole note, you will say the count, and then for the next 3 counts, you will say nothing as you tap your pencil to counts 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're tapping 4 counts because of this top number in 4/4 time signature. The math always adds up to 4 in 4/4 time. And so as an example, if we look at this measure here, here's count 1. A quarter note gets a count, so that's your first count. 2 eighth notes equal 1 count. So there's your second count. And then you have a quarter note, which is your third count, and then a quarter note, which is your 4th count. So it doesn't matter how you add these up, each measure will get 4 counts. I will count with you at 50 beats per minute. And if that's too fast, you can perform on your own metronome at a slower tempo or slow down the media player so that you can keep up. I'll give a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 3, 4, 1. Point number 5, note identification. And we are going to do that by saying the notes on the page without the guitar. In fact, you can also throw away your metronome because all I want you to do is to pick a note and say it. Now we are dealing with notes on 2 strings, so our range of notes is a wider parameter. And so I want you to establish the parameters of your reading so you can cut down on unnecessary searching. So here's how I do that. This really helps your sight reading. I always seek out the lowest and the highest note of the passage. So in this exercise, our lowest note is going to be this B. And that B is the open B string here. So we go no lower than the B. We don't have to worry about reading all this information here. And then if we look back at the music, the highest note it looks like is going to be this G right here. So that's the G above the top line, and that puts us right here. So we don't have to worry about the G sharp. So our parameter is between the open B and the G, and on the staff it will be between this note and this note here. So we're almost playing everything that we've learned up to this point. But as we go further along and we start filling in this neck, it'll be nice to know the parameters so you can limit your reading to the usable notes. Point number 6 will have you identifying the notes in rhythm. And you're going to do that by saying the note names as you tap your pencil to counts 1, 2, 3, 4. When you get to the rest, you have a choice. You can say the word rest or remain silent for that count. When you get to the half note, you can do the same thing. You can just say the note name and then on count 2, remain silent, or you can take a deep breath and sing the note name for the 2 counts to show that it's a half note. I'll leave that up to you. And the same thing on this whole note. You'll have to take a really deep breath and sing the note name for 4 counts, or as my example will show, I'm going to say count 1. I will say the C, and then tap my pencil to counts 2, 3, and 4. I will practice with you at 50 beats per minute on the metronome. And if that's too fast, you can slow down your media player so that you can keep up with me. Make sure that you go slow enough so that you can articulate the notes clearly, especially on these 8th notes. I will give a 4 count, and we'll begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, C, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, F, F, E, D, E, C, G, D, D, C, B, C sharp, D, E, F, F, E, D, G, E, D, B, C. Point number 7. I want you to say and play the notes at the same time with the guitar. So in the beginning, rhythm is not important. You can turn off the metronome, pick a note, say it, and play it. And as you get better at doing that, then you can set the metronome at a very slow tempo and make sure you go slow enough so that 1, you can look ahead, and then 2, you can articulate the notes clearly in rhythm. 50 beats per minute. If this is too fast, you can slow me down on the media player. I'll give a 4 count, and we'll begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, C, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, F, F, E, D, E, C, G, D, D, C, B, C sharp, D, E, F, F, E, D, G, E, D, B, C. Point number 8, and that's counting and playing the notes at the same time. So as you're identifying the notes, you are counting 1, 2, 3, 4 through all 8 measures. Don't forget to include the and syllable on the 8th notes. And when you get to this quarter rest, you will still say count 2. When you stop the note from ringing on count 2, you're showing that you understand what a quarter rest does. When you get to the 8th note in measure 7, you will say counts 1 and 2 as you allow the note to ring through those 2 counts. And when you get to this whole note, you will say count 1, 2, 3, 4 as you allow the whole note to ring its full duration. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Point number 9, and that's training your eyes to look ahead of the note that you're playing. Expert sight readers can see several notes ahead of what they're doing. And one trick that we use is identifying patterns and trends. And if you look here on the and of 2 all the way until the first count of measure 2, we have ascending stepwise motion in the notes. And so we start on B and we run through the alphabet. B, C, D, E, F, G. So when you know that, it allows you to recognize those notes faster, helping you to keep your eyes ahead.